Welcome to Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City, with mile-high expectations for their Colorado Avalanche, who for many have been the best team in hockey all season long. And now, for the first time since lifting Lord Stanley's Cup in 2022, have advanced to the NHL's Final Four. Tonight, they get the Western Conference Final underway against another recent Western Conference Cup raiser, the Vegas Golden Knights, who haven't often played the role of underdog, but will cherish the chance to melt the Avalanche. Welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and welcome to the Western Conference Final. Game 1, best of 7, where one team is 4 wins away from the Stanley Cup Final. And hello one and all, I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Denver. Thanks for having us in for Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. What a series this promises to be. Two of the heavyweights in the Western Conference for the last decade or so now. The Avalanche, the best team in hockey all season long. Their 121 points was more than enough to win the President's Trophy this season, and it was 26 points ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights in the standings. Colorado comes in as the heavy favorite to win this series, and they are the heavy favorite to win the Stanley Cup. This is an incredibly deep team. We know about the talent level of this Colorado team and how terrific it is. That begins and ends with Nathan MacKinnon, but he certainly isn't the only player on this team that can break a game wide open, as he did so many times, leading the NHL in goal scoring with 53. But they are without one of the world's best players, probably the world's best defenseman here tonight for game number 1. Cale Makar will not play in this game tonight. He's out for at least this game number 1 of the series. He's been dealing on and off with an injury that did, in the eyes of many, limit his explosive play in their second-round series against Minnesota. Speaking of that second-round series against Minnesota, it's been a long time since Colorado wrapped that series up. That come-from-behind overtime victory in game number 5. We've got another rest versus rust situation, just as we'll have in the Eastern Conference Final that starts tomorrow between Carolina and Montreal. Colorado hasn't played in a long time. Will they be ready to come out of the gates hot and quick tonight against Vegas? Speaking of the Vegas Golden Knights, they're in yet another Western Conference Final. They've been here seemingly every year since they came into the league. Of course, not every single year, but this year it didn't look very likely that they were going to make it this far, but then they hired John Tortorella. They won 8 of their last 9 to make the postseason. In fact, ended up top of the Pacific Division, when at times down the stretch it didn't look like they were going to make the playoffs at all. And now, since making the postseason, a series win over Utah in the first round, and a second-round series win over Anaheim. Both of those series had challenges, had their ups and their downs, but they made it through it. Big reason why they made it through those two series is their newcomer on the season, Mitch Marner, who they got in the dynamic deal with Toronto in the offseason. And Marner in this postseason has been terrific. 7 goals, 18 points. 5 of those goals and 11 of those points came in the second round series against Anaheim alone. He has perhaps been the best skater, the best forward in these Stanley Cup playoffs. He's going to have to be great in this series if Vegas is going to pull off the upset. But the Golden Knights have been scoring a lot of goals in this postseason, and they certainly scored a lot of goals against Anaheim in the second round. We'll see what they can do tonight and in this series against a Colorado team that led the NHL in the regular season in both goals scored per game and goals against per game. Colorado is a wagon. They have been all year long. Carter Hart once again in goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. He is 8-4 in this postseason with a goals against of .237, a save percentage of .917. Tonight is his 27th career playoff start. He went 1-0-1 in 2 starts against Colorado in the regular season. There's been a lot of question marks around Colorado goaltending for a lot of this postseason, even though Scott Wedgwood has started all but one of the games. He's 7-1 in the playoffs is Wedgwood. Goals against of .221, save percentage of .914. He only gave up 4 goals in the first 4 games of the playoffs. He's given up 11 in the last 4. Wedgwood this season went 31-6-6 in 41 starts. That was top 5 in the league in wins, and he topped the league in goals against and save percentage. That was .202 and .921 respectively. Had 2 starts against the Golden Knights in the regular year, did Wedgwood. He won them both. Colorado went 2-0-1 against Vegas in the regular season, the only loss coming in overtime here inside Ball Arena. So we get ready to go. These two teams faced off in a first-round playoff series in 2021, that truncated COVID season. But a lot of people looking forward to this series, the Western Conference Final. Vegas and Colorado, 2 superstars to meet up at dead center, Jack Eichel and Nathan MacKinnon, and it's time to drop the puck in the Western Conference Final. Face-off controlled by Colorado, sent into the Vegas zone to our left. Behind the net, Noah Hannafin flipped it out to center, and the Golden Knights are over the line. And a quick shot on goal is into the glove of Scott Wedgwood, who makes his first stop 17 seconds in. John Tortorella was named the head coach of the Vegas Golden Knights on March 29th. Won the Stanley Cup as a head coach in 2004 with Tampa Bay. Eichel and MacKinnon again on the face-off, coming to the right of Scott Wedgwood in the far circle. Eichel and MacKinnon, of course, facing off in the gold medal game of the Olympics this year as Colorado wins the face-off from behind the net. Devon Taves up the near boards, not out. Comes back behind the cage for Sam Malinsky, who gets it out to center. Then Eichel took it away from Marty Necas, punched it in over the line. It's quickly swept back out by Malinsky, and over the line for Colorado on the left wing. Nathan MacKinnon threw it back to Malinsky in the high slot with a shot that deflects off of Carter Hart and out to his right. Loose puck on the near boards, picked up by the Golden Knights, Shea Theodore, who's able to walk it out to center. Back into the Colorado zone, it's picked up by Devon Taves. Malinsky back healthy with Colorado as Brock Nelson from the near red line. Cross-corner dump into the left of Carter Hart. Up the far wall, not out. It comes to the left point where a shot through traffic didn't make it through. Brock Nelson gets to it for Colorado, wide of the dot of the left circle. Played onto the back where Brett Kulak could not collect the puck at the line. It's out to center. Colorado attempts to tag up. Arturi Lehkonen, left wing, crosses the line. Another cross-corner dump into the left of Carter Hart. Out of the far corner, Braden McNabb gets run into. Puck is free outside the far circle. Vegas able to get it out to center. Arturi Lehkonen from the red line will play it on back to the Colorado zone. And the Avalanche will start forward with Brett Kulak off the left wing. Again, he'll flip it aerially into the far corner. First one to it behind the net is Dylan Coghlan for Vegas. He gets tied up. Nazem Kadri wrestles the puck away, banks it out to the left point for a long shot from Parker Kelly that did not make it to the net comes to the far wall. Help to the right point. Long wrister is off of Hill and into the near corner. Ross Colton plays it to the far corner. Val Nishushkin onto the right point for Manson. Down the far wall to Nishushkin again. Out of the corner has it knocked away by Ben Hutton. And the puck comes free to Tomas Hertl, who will walk it out to center for Vegas. He'll strike the red line and shoot it in over the top of Wedgwood. Off the inboards, Josh Manson gets to it. Manson starts it out to center, diagonal through neutral territory for Jack Drury, who guided it in. Rasmus Anderson for Vegas was the first one to it, could not clear. Noah Hannafin will play it back to Anderson out of the near corner to the right of Hart. The Colorado forecheck is there with Kelly, who's able to wind it along the dasher towards the right point where it could not be cleared out by Cole Smith of Vegas, who takes a heavy hit. Finally, Vegas will get it out. This puck is all the way down, but not icing. Brett Kulak tries to charge to it. Gets it to Parker Kelly, who starts it out to neutral territory for Colorado. Bouncing puck through center, picked up by Vegas's Shea Theodore. His lead feed intercepted by Marty Natchez of Colorado. Punch towards Gabriel Landeskog, too far for him. Taken away and played up the near wall by Hart. And the Golden Knights are out. Braden McNabb will elevator it into the Colorado zone. Bouncing puck picked up. Here's Natchez, who can fly. Left wing over red, diagonal feed over blue. Nathan McKinnon right circle, a shot on the short side shielded by Hart. Out to the left point, Taves. D to the far side, Malinsky. Taves center point to the left circle, a shot by McKinnon. Stopped by Hart, and the rebound bounced to the far circle. And it's picked up by Pavel Dorofeyev for Vegas, one of the top goal scorers in the playoffs. Good action here within the first 4 minutes. Golden Knights through center. Lead feed for Marner. Did not connect. Colorado a takeaway. And in the slot, crashing with a shot, was Nick Waugh, former Golden Knight. Had it blocked and it did not make it through to Hart out of the far corner. Shea Theodore backhands it up the near boards. Marner couldn't get it out. Colorado holds the zone again, and in the slot, Nelson a shot. Body down by Hart. Rebound between the circles. Lehkonen keeps it alive. Left circle. Manson a shot. Stopped by Hart, and he's got it this time for a whistle. And the Avalanche buzzing here early. Holding the zone and really keeping Vegas back on their heels within the first 4 minutes and change. And if there was any conversation about there being rust on this Colorado team, I think that's been taken care of in just 4 minutes. Good opportunities from everyone hitting the ice seemingly for Colorado. Last one by Josh Manson. That Hart was able to smother. Face-off will come to Hart's right. Colorado already with 1:22 of offensive zone time. We've only played 4 minutes and 5 seconds. To the right of Hart, the face-off between Nazem Kadri and Nick Dowd, a Stanley Cup winner with Washington against Vegas. Clean win for Kadri. Puck to the left point. Could be held in and sent around the dasher in behind the net by Jake Yashan. Out of the near corner, it's picked up by Dowd, who rolled it out to center and over the line. Keegan Colasar, half a break and a shot seen away by Wedgwood, who denies Colasar, who had a step and came crashing down the slot. Loose puck behind the Vegas net. Manson up the far wall, not out. Cole Smith just took another big hit. Puck came to the left point for Noah Hannafin. Sent rink wide this way, Rasmus Anderson. Cycled in deep for Hannafin. Now Colasar out of the near corner. He gets taken down. Puck to the right point. Anderson can loop it in. It's into the glove of Wedgwood, who spits it back out for Manson to take behind the Colorado net. Manson waits there as Colorado completes a change. And Manson will outlet for Yashan up the left wing for Marty Natchez through center. Lost it to Brett Howden. Tried to cycle one ahead for William Karlsson. Yashan took it away up the near wall, not out. A steal by Brett Howden. Colorado got a stick to it, could not clear. Howden out of the far corner, wide of the dot of the left circle. A handoff for Stone. Puts it behind the net. Marner couldn't stop it. Came to the right circle where a shot on the short side missed wide from Dylan Coughlin. This time Colorado will get out. McKinnon flips it up the right wing. Natchez soars in, hits the brakes, button hooks, tried to toss it back to the point where it took a deflection and out to center. Shot back in from inside the far red line by Colorado's Brent Burns, the 40-year-old in his 22nd year in the league. Here comes Vegas again. Tomas Hertl sends it over the line of the left wing. Could not be slowed down by Brandon Saad. Instead, out of the near corner in the Colorado zone, it's Brett Kulak out to center. Parker Kelly feeds the left wing. We're taking a hit as Yashawn as he gets it around the boards towards the far wall to the left of Carter Hart. Comes to Kelly out of the right circle. Low to high play. Went off the skate of Burns. It's taken away, and Vegas has a 3-on-2. Hertl sends it near wing. Colton Sissons back to the middle, and a shot by Hertl right on. Stopped by Wedgwood. He got to the rebound while on the ground and swept it through the blue paint and out. Puck to the near corner. To the left of Wedgwood, Brett Kulak trying to clear, played it awkwardly off the glass, and it bounced back to Wedgwood's left. He puts his glove hand over it to stop play. So Vegas able to create a couple of opportunities after Colorado really controlled the first 4 minutes. Good start to Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. No score between the Golden Knights from Vegas and the homestanding Colorado Avalanche. Fun start to Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. We anticipate this being a terrific series. A lot of people expect it to go very deep, maybe even all the way to 7 games. I think everyone would sign up for that. Fun start to this one. Face-off in the Colorado zone to the left of Wedgwood, controlled by Vegas. Eichel behind the net, turned it out in front, and it came to the side of the goal off the stick of Dorofeyev, who couldn't get Goodwood to it below the goal line. Eichel again looks for a centering feed for Barbashev. That's taken away by McKinnon and flipped out to center. McKinnon at the far red line, right between the benches. Rink wide for Devon Taves. Deflects off the stick of Ivan Barbashev back into the Vegas zone. Marty Necas tries to establish a breakout. Puck free off the near circle, and it finally does get screwdrivered out to center. Noah Hannafin takes possession of the puck back for Vegas in their defensive zone. Both teams shuffle bodies on and off the ice. Hannafin headmans the puck to Marner, who tried to guide it in. It's taken away by Manson. Picked back up and chopped over the Vegas line by Nick Waugh. The former Golden Knight puts it in deep. It's a board battle. Near corner to the right of Carter Hart. 2 Avs and 2 Golden Knights in the scrum. Now 3 Golden Knights join the battle. And Vegas able to clear it to the line, but not out at the left point. Brock Nelson cycles it in deep, and the trapezoid Arturi Lehkonen tried to spatula one out in front. That was taken away by William Karlsson, who took a hit, couldn't clear it. It came to Nelson for a shot right on, and that's stopped and held by Carter Hart, who makes his second stop on Brock Nelson already and gets a whistle. William Carlson's already been toppled down once. Cole Smith has already taken 2 hard hits. This is a physical Colorado team. A lot of people look at their speed and their scoring ability, but they don't get credit enough for how physical they are. Face off to the right of Hart. Far circle, Nazem Kadri and Nick Dowd on the face-off here. Puck is down and a clean win for Dowd. Below the goal line, Rasmus Andersson pop flies it out to center. It lands towards the Colorado line. It could not be picked up cleanly by Malinsky, but it was swatted down by Malinsky, and they call a hand pass. Face-off will come out in neutral territory. Just north of 12 minutes left in the first period. No score. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. The East Final begins tomorrow. Montreal and Carolina. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Neutral zone face-off in front of the penalty box doors near Dot, Dowd, and Kadri. Another clean win for Dowd, but the puck rolls on edge all the way down to the Vegas zone, where it's paddled on by Hart to be picked up by Dylan Coughlin. He's able to forward it around the far wall and out to center in front of the Vegas bench. A scrum ensues. Golden Knights attacking from our left to our right. Chipped out to center, intercepted by Manson, picked up near red line by Kadri. Kadri will loop it into the Vegas zone. Behind the net, Ben Hutton takes a hit from Val Nichushkin. Puck up the far wall, Kolasar first to it. Was able to golf it out to center. Kadri picked it back up in the Colorado zone. Josh Manson circles with it there. Avalanche in their maroon uniforms, white numbers, with the sky blue pants and trim. They attack from our right to our left into the offensive zone on the far wall. Parker Kelly takes a spill out onto the ice. Rasmus Andersson runs into him. Kelly still can't get up to his skate blades here, and the puck is in a mass of humanity on the far half wall. Finally, it's dug out and lugged to center by Brandon Saad of Vegas. Chipped in over the Colorado line, and a penalty coming up on Colorado here as Saad got pulled back. Colton Sissons tried to center it to him. A Colorado stick touches the puck. Play is stopped, and Vegas is going to have a power play upcoming.
Colorado number 84, minor penalty for hooking.
It's a hooking call on Brent Burns, the 40-year-old. Still looking for his first Stanley Cup. Tonight is his 145th career Stanley Cup playoff game, but he harpooned Saad. And Vegas will go to the power play, the first power play opportunity of the night. And a chance for Vegas to get on the board early on the road. Tomas Hertl on the face-off with Brock Nelson to the right of Wedgwood. Vegas able to win the draw from the left point, slapped at by Theodore down the wall. It's taken away by Nelson, and Nelson rockets it all the way down to the Vegas zone. Golden Knights scored 5 power play goals on 15 attempts in their second round series over Anaheim. Here's Mitch Marner cruising right wing and over the line. Sends it outside the right circle. Pavel Dorofeyev back to the right point. Theodore, rink wide for Eichel. Spins on the boards to get in deep past Nichushkin. At the goal line, Eichel plays it low to high. Theodore back to Eichel on the far half wall. He scans his options. Sends it to the goal line and Marner with it. Marner tried to twist it back to Eichel. It's intercepted by Taves. Backhanded up the far wall. It is out. Nearing the midway point of the first period and nearing the midway point of this Vegas power play. Hart leaves the puck behind the net, where it could be scooped up and flown out to center by Hanifin, who dropped it on for Eichel. Eichel shifting gears through center, feeds it on the right wing. Dorofeyev back to Hertl, brushed on to Hanifin. Marner, a pocket pass across in the skates of Dorofeyev, who shot it just wide to the stick side of Wedgwood. Marner out of the far corner, run into by Lehkonen. Touch of the goal line. Eichel, a throw across and a whiff by Dorofeyev, and the puck comes all the way down into the Vegas zone as they clear it on themselves. Vegas able to get their second unit on as Colorado's able to change as well. Rasmus Andersson flies through center. Over the line, a drop on the right point for Howden. Then to the line for Hanifin. Backhanded in deep, knocked away by Taves, and he's able to find a seam and flip it all the way down. But that puck may have gone out of play, and it does. with about 20 seconds left on the Vegas power play. And that's an unfortunate break for Taves, who had an opportunity to clear it all the way down and just about kill off all the penalty time. Instead, puck went out of play off a deflection. And it'll be a neutral zone face-off for Vegas. Carlson on the face-off along with Brock Nelson. Near dot in front of the penalty box doors. And a bit of pushing and shoving between Manson and Anderson. Linesman comes in to tell those two to settle down. As now the puck is dropped and Colorado wins the face-off, but it rolled back into their own zone, and Barbashev picked it up, tried to hand it off for Anderson in the corner. Manson lays a good hit on Carlson. Puck behind the net, Nishushkin is able to swim it around the near wall and out, and that should just about kill off the penalty time here for Vegas. Final moments of the power play, and Hannafin comes up ice with it. Diagonal feed over the line, left wing Howden. Penalty time is up. Howden out of the far corner. Stays away from Manson. Tried to wedge it on back towards the left circle. It was in the skates of Barbashev, who could not handle it clean. Burns out of the box, gets to it. He was not to the red line, however, when he dumped this puck in, but they do not call icing, perhaps off a stick. Vegas was wanting it. Here's Nick Dowd out to center. He'll chip it into the Colorado zone to our right. Gabe Landeskog first to it. Corner to corner it comes. Far side for Malinsky out to center. And over the line on the near side comes Landeskog. He'll circle the track and back of the goal. Tried a centering feed that may have gone off the pad of Hart. It deflected wildly to the far wall. It's available there on the half-board scramble. Braden McNabb lobs it up and out. It goes off a stick and into the Vegas bench. And that will yield a whistle and a stoppage in play with just north of 8 minutes to go. In this first period, no score and a penalty kill for Colorado to start Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. No score, just past the halfway point of the first period, Game 1 of this Western Conference Final. Vegas and Colorado, glad to have you with us. Conference Finals underway in the NBA, and now the Conference Finals underway in the National Hockey League as well. What a thrilling first couple of nights of Conference Final action in the NBA, with San Antonio and Oklahoma City going to double overtime. New York and Cleveland last night. That wild overtime win by the Knicks after their massive comeback. Vegas wins a defensive zone draw and gets out to neutral territory, and over the line of the left wing, Brett Howden shoots it in deep. Mitch Marner from below the goal line cycles it in behind the net. Banked back out to the right point. Theodore's long wrister is gobbled up by Wedgwood, who gets a whistle. 6 saves on 6 shots faced by Scott Wedgwood of Brampton, Ontario. Again, 2-0-0 in 2 starts against Vegas this season, although the statistical numbers weren't great with goals against of .338, save percentage of .857. Of course, it's only 2 games of a sample size, but they won them both. Vegas's only win over Colorado was in this building late in the regular season in overtime. Colorado wins a defensive zone draw this time. Flipped out to center and picked up by Brock Nelson. Over the line, far right wing, taken away by Theodore. Slap behind the net, Braden McNabb. Up the near wall, Dorofiev not out. Colorado on the forecheck, holds it in momentarily. Now it squirts out to the slot, and Shea Theodore picks it up. Eichel over the line of the right wing, across rink feed, and a left circle shot by Barbashev was blockered up and away by Wedgwood. Puck comes out to center. Golden Knights are back on it. Eichel from the far red line is able to wrist it in. Devon Taves picks it up after it was stopped in the trapezoid by Wedgwood. Taves waits there in back of the goal. Outlets up the left wing for Nazem Kadri, who got tied up, and Brett Howden takes it away. Staked along into the slot. Marner sends it down the far wall into the corner. It's free. Carlson behind the net. Tried to tap it on for Howden. Instead, it came to Marner. Marner out to the perimeter. Backhands it through the slot. Carlson picks up a bouncing puck. Handed back off for Marner, and a shot that may have grazed the outside of the post. Hanifin off the far wall. Picked it back up. Sent it to the half wall for Howden, who back skates out to the perimeter. Tosses it rink wide this way, and it's off the boards and intercepted by Ross Colton. Colton flexed it over the line. Anderson intercepted and screwballs it down, and that is icing against Vegas with 6.5 to go in the period. And a good chance there for Mitch Marner, who has been a goal-scoring machine in these playoffs. Vegas really using the width of the rink to their advantage here early. Let's see, did that Marner shot just get the outside of the post, or did it get the stick of Wedgwood? May have gotten the stick. Face off to the right of Carter Hart. Colorado wins the draw from the right point. Brent Burns with a long wrister that got blocked off of Carlson. It ricochets to the far corner. Natchez picks it up, hits the brakes outside the right circle and lost an edge. Noah Hanifin was able to scoop up the puck and get it out to center. Josh Manson picks it up. His long stretch feed ping-pongs around towards the near red line back to Burns, who wedged it up the near barrier. Puck bounces to the line. Natchez could not possess it clean. Then it's carried over the line offside by Landeskog. And that gets a whistle with about 6 minutes to go in the period. Another stoppage on the ice. Vegas out shooting Colorado 8-4 here in the early moments of Game 1 of this West Final at Ball Arena in Denver. Jared Bednar, the bench boss of the Colorado Avalanche, 53 years old, from Yorkton, Saskatchewan, one of the best head coaches in the NHL now in his 10th season with Colorado. In those 10 seasons, 60 wins in postseason play, led them to the Stanley Cup title in 2022. This is the first time that they have been in the Western Conference Finals since the 2022 title-winning season. Nick Dowd and Jack Drury on the face-off neutral territory, but now Drury will be kicked out to be replaced by Camrose, Alberta's Parker Kelly. And a clean win for Vegas as it'll be picked up by Dylan Coughlin in the defensive zone and rattled out to center and into the Colorado zone it comes. Behind Wedgwood in the trapezoid, 3 Avs and 2 Knights are there. Fist fighting for the puck. It's amidst skates, far edge of the trapezoid. Wedgwood peering over his right shoulder to get a look at it. Finally, it squirted out to the stick of Cole Smith, who swatted it up the near wall. Drury was the first to it, could not clear. Comes to Smith, space in the slot with a shot, and he missed the net high. Follows the rebound of the far corner, cycles it behind the net. Brent Burns with an intercept up the far wall. Smith intercepted to hold the zone. Now it came to Coughlin in the high slot. His shot missed the net wide to the left of Wedgwood from straight away, and the Avalanche can clear, and out to center. Here they come. And in the slot, a shot. Oh! Hits the bar. Logan O'Connor in the deep slot with a shot, and he rattled it right off the pipe. Puck behind the net, behind Hart, who has to catch his breath. We all do. Ben Hutton cycles it out to center, guided in deep by Colton Sissons, and the Avalanche will clear out to center. Arturi Lehkonen from the near red line. Rink wide a feed, and it's brought across offside by Nick Waugh. Logan O'Connor, I don't know, pretty sure everyone's thinking, how in the world did that not go in? Oh my goodness. O'Connor made a great move to hit the brakes and get to the slot and just missiled one stick side of Hart. And that thing hit, I mean, it clanged clean off the goalpost to Hart's right. That close to an opening goal. Meanwhile, off the face-off to restart play, Vegas clears into the Colorado zone. Manson from behind the net bounced it up the far wall, not out. Howden will send it back in deep out of the far corner. Colton Sissons, the former Nashville Predator, up the wall, not out, and now it is out by Colorado. Rasmus Anderson tries to diagonal it back towards the Avalanche line. Josh Manson intercepts, and both teams will change. From behind the net, Devon Taves diagonals it ahead out to center. Sam Malinsky playing a bigger role tonight without Cale Makar in the lineup for Colorado. Could not connect on a feed over the Vegas line. Pavel Dorofeyev brings it forward to Ivan Barbashev, who bats it into the Colorado zone to our right. McKinnon twisted it back towards the near corner. Lifted up the near wall, not out by Landeskog, held in by Theodore. He shoots it around deep. Taves from the far wall couldn't get it out. It deflects to Malinsky, who does get it to neutral territory. Theodore back on it, will backpedal into his own zone with 3.5 left to play in this opening period. Shots on goal are 8-4 Vegas, where it counts no score as this puck bounces off of a deflection in on Wedgwood. Wanted to put his glove hand over it, then was able to see that Brett Kulak was available to play it onto, so he did. Now Colorado comes into the offensive zone. Kadri in deep side of the goal. Tried a centering feed that was flagged down and picked off. Marner out to center. Was able to lollipop it ahead. Deflects back into Avalanche territory. Now Nishushkin brings it back through center. Over the line, hands it off. Nazem Kadri, a sharp angled shot for the half wall, went off Hart. And then the rebound was tapped on him by Colton, and he made the second stop and holds on to it. Under 3 minutes to go here. Opening period. No score in Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Colorado and Vegas squared off 3 times in the regular season. 2 Colorado wins and an overtime road win for Vegas. Face-off in the Golden Knights zone to our left. It'll be to the right of Carter Hart. Drury and Dowd on the face-off. Puck dropped and controlled by Drury. Out to the line, Manson steps down the near wall, hits the brakes, tries to turn back, but Dowd wouldn't allow that. Puck free in the corner, and Noah Hannafin picks it up behind the net. Hannafin sends it to the far wall. Cole Smith tried to lift it out. It was kept in by Drury at the line. Now stepping his way to the right circle. McKinnon in deep, a backhander stopped by Hart, and the rebound free. Hack and whack time. Down goes Hart. He's on top of the puck, and some swings right in front of him by Keegan Colasar and Nick Dowd as they went after Logan O'Connor. My goodness. Well, some really good chances there as O'Connor carried in deep, and that backhander stopped by Hart. That's when he went down. O'Connor ran into him after the in-tight shot, and then as Hart went down in a snow angel, they were just whacking at the puck trying to harpoon it in. That was Parker Kelly. And that's who Dowd was going after. Colorado wins the draw. Malinsky right point. Long wrister through traffic block. Came to Landeskog between the circles, and his shot also got blocked. Carlson played it off the far wall and out. Devon Taves is back on it for Colorado. He'll start forward. Diagonal out to center. Landeskog from the far red line. Pokes it in from the far corner to the left of Carter Hart. Braden McNabb up the far wall, not out. Holding the zone at the right point, Malinsky sends it D to a vacated point. Mitch Marner is able to intercept and lug it the other way over the line. Up the middle, drifts to his left. Top of the circle, rink wide a feed, intercepted. It was read well by Brett Kulak, who takes it over the Vegas line on the left wing. He'll circle the track in back of the goal. Kulak taken to the corner boards by Braden McNabb. Centering feed out in front, went off the stick of Arturi Lehkonen. Ivan Barbashev takes it away. Calmly plays it back behind the Vegas net with a minute and a half to go in the period. It's Marner who will outlet up the left wing side. Braden McNabb, an aerial flip out to center. Swatted down by Brent Burns, who tried to knife it back out to neutral territory. Barbashev instead deflected it back into the far corner of the Colorado zone. The Avalanche are out with it now. Lehkonen through center, right up the middle, Brock Nelson. Feed for Lehkonen, who had his stick lifted. Comes to the line. Golden Knights are on it. Through center, Taves with a hard hit into the back of Dorofeev. Colorado with a takeaway. Nelson left wing over the line, had it knocked free. Back into the Colorado zone to our right. Malinsky on it with under a minute to go in the period. Barbashev takes him down in the far corner to the right of Wedgwood, and a penalty will follow on Ivan Barbashev. In the last minute of the period, Colorado will have a power play.
Tortorella, who doesn't like the call.
49 Vegas got a minor for a hold.
It's a holding call on Barbashev. And a Colorado power play will go to work. And it was almost impossible to believe during the regular season, this Colorado team with all the speed and skill that they have and led the league in goal scoring in the regular season, that their power play wasn't better than it was. Power play that was 17% in the regular season. That ranked just 27th in the league. And after going just 1 of 11 on the power play in the first round against the Kings, they were 5 of 13 against Minnesota in the second round. And perhaps the Colorado power play is clicking on a level in which everyone thought it would be. Vegas wins the defensive zone draw up the far wall, not out. Landeskog holds the zone and can set up the power play here. Center point, it's Taves from straight away. Guided to the left circle, Natchez. Return for Taves, a play catch, and Natchez with a one-timer off the left circle, stopped as holding his near post is Hart to get a whistle. 34 seconds left first period. And Colorado with a power play opportunity here at the end of the frame to try to get the opening goal of this series. Natchez had 9 power play goals in the regular season. That was third most on the team, behind McKinnon and Nelson. Landeskog on the face-off with Eichel out of the near circle to the right of Hart. Vegas won the draw again, and this time from below the goal line. Braden McNabb makes no mistake, clearing at 200 feet. All the way down with time ticking away on the period. Taves gets to it. Dropped it off in the defensive zone for McKinnon, who picks up speed through center, then guided on to the left wing. Landeskog squeezes down the wall, bottom of the left circle. Cycle to the slot. Kadri with 10 to go in the period. Shovels it to Taves. Left circle, McKinnon with 6 and now 5 to go in the period. Up top is Taves. Taves shoots a wrister through traffic block. Came to the center to go. Kadri! A shot stopped at the horn by Hart. And then Kadri got knocked over after the horn sounded. And Carter Hart with a big stop right at the gun to end the first period. It was Kadri who had the puck come right to him, side of the goal, and Hart threw his body at the puck to make the stop, and what a huge stop it was. Because that probably would have crossed the goal line before. Clocks hit triple zeros. So Hart with a big stop there, and the goaltenders Carter Hart and Scott Wedgwood able to stand strong in that first period. It is a goalless first frame of the Western Conference Final, but it certainly didn't lack any action either. It was a fun one, as we anticipate most periods to be in this series. End of one. No score, and as you can see, 1:09 of carryover time on the Colorado power play when the second period gets started. That second period gets underway on the other side of this stoppage. Ready for the second period to get started at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final, the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche. Matthew Owens back here with you and ready to go for period number 2. Scoreless first frame, good action in it, and there will be power play time to carry over for Colorado to start the second period. Just over a minute of carryover time on Colorado's first power play chance of the series. Again, 5 of 13 on the power play in the second round against Minnesota. They were just 1 of 11 on the man advantage against Los Angeles in the first round. Landeskog and Eichel on the face-off to start the second period, controlled by Eichel and the Golden Knights. Shea Theodore was able to skip it into the Colorado zone. Nathan MacKinnon took it from behind the net. And Colorado, with about half of their power play left, will start forward with Taves. Drop for MacKinnon, diagonal for Natchez, right wing and over the line. A drop on the half wall for Kadri. Kadri turned back by McNabb, who got a piece of the puck and was able to flare it out to center. So a tag up for Colorado. Natchez wide turn to his right over the line. Rink wide MacKinnon, touched on for Landeskog. Left circle and now back to the line for Taves. Handed off for MacKinnon through traffic. A shot knocked down by Hart, and the rebound was flipped away to the line but not out. Taves off the near half wall, a cycle for Kadri, and deep for Landeskog, out of the near corner. Cleared to the line, not out. Taves held it in. Now MacKinnon steps down the near wall, puts it below the goal line. Kadri, low to high play for Taves. 1:12 to go in the power play time. MacKinnon right circle, a shot, buddy down by Hart. Rebound swept away and cleared length of the ice, and that should kill off the remaining penalty time, and it will. So both penalty kill units are 1 for 1 to start this series. 5 skaters aside again as Taves stretches it out. Blue to blue over the left wing line. Manson tried to thread one towards the front. That got knocked down. Stolen at the far red line back by Brock Nelson. Nelson's able to dump it in. Lehkonen out of the near corner. Low to high. Brent Burns with a right point wrister that was blocked away to the far boards by Hart. Picked up there by Nelson. Rink wide Burns. Right circle to the slot. Lehkonen could not deflect one on net. Instead taken away by Marner. Lifted out of the zone and back into the Colorado end, but it could not be handled cleanly by Howden. Burns turned it up the near wall for Lehkonen. Lehkonen brushed it out to center. Marner picked it back up there for Vegas. Golden Knights into the offensive zone. Out of the far corner, Barbashev got separated from the puck. Nelson picked it up. Nick Waugh from the far wall to the line, not out. Right point, a shot off the skate of Brent Burns. Comes this way for Lehkonen. Backhanded out to center. Intercepted by Cole Smith. Smith from the far red line sent it this way. Over the line, Nick Dowd holds and shoots to the left circle, and that was blocked before it got to Wedgwood, who got tangled up with his own teammate Lehkonen. Loose puck on the near wall, Jack Drury. collects for Colorado, and the Avalanche will restart. From their defensive zone, Burns has been out there a while. He'll scale it in deep, and that will go all the way down for icing, so he'll have to stay out even longer, Will Burns. It'll be an offensive zone face-off for Vegas after the Colorado icing. Face-off to the right of Wedgwood. Tomas Hertl on the face-off with Jack Drury. Clean win for Hertl, and it came to the high slot where a one-timer whacked towards the net by Theodore was gobbled up and held by Wedgwood. So Wedgwood with a couple of stops right in a row. Just underway, second period, no score as you see. Vegas and Colorado. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. East Final gets started tomorrow night in Raleigh with the Canadiens and the Hurricanes at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be here on the channel. Face-off to the right of Wedgwood. Hertl on the face-off again with Drury. Now Hertl will be kicked out. Actually, no, Hertl just got up and skated away. He's going to stay right there with Drury. Waiting for the puck to be dropped, it is. Hertl won it back to the left point. McNabb with a shot that went off a skate, and that will have the puck ricochet all the way back to the Vegas zone. Colorado can change bodies. McNabb up the far wall, kept in by Manson, who got taken down. Puck into the slot for Kelly, and we get a whistle to stop play. What are we going to get here? Because I'm not fully sure why play was stopped. Unless it was deemed a hand pass through all the swatting at the puck off the boards. And it looks like that's what it was. Shots on goal are 12-11 in favor of Colorado. Face-off neutral territory in front of the Avalanche bench. Landeskog against Eichel. Clean win for Eichel. Puck below the goal line at the Vegas end. Moved by Anderson up the near wall. Not out. It's held in by Natchez, who skates laterally to his left. Stops on the top of the left circle and throws a shot towards the net high and over the top of Carter Hart. Taves pinching in. Holds it in and cycles it to the far corner. Nathan McKinnon jitterbugs it to the line. It was missed by Malinsky. It's a skate race back into the Colorado zone. Out of the crease to bat it out to center was Wedgwood. Now McKinnon flying up the left wing to the circle. A shot, and he dragged it wide of the glove side of Hart. Ricocheted towards the near corner. Natchez could not collect it cleanly. Dorofeev, though, couldn't clear. Now Vegas does get it out. All the way down to the Avalanche zone. Devon Taves is there to play it. Taves forwards on for Malinsky. Malinsky at his own blue line. Guides it up the near wall. Turned over to Carlson. Carlson over the line. A drop into the slot. Dorofeev, a shot. It hit a body. And that caroms along to the far corner, and it could not be handled by Howden. Out to center, Colorado. Natchez skates over the line right up the middle. Now drifts wide to his right of the circle. He'll take it back behind the net. Bottom of the left circle, a centering pass for Manson. Hit a stick. It wobbled to the line. It was held in by Kulak, who backhanded it in deep. Kadri from behind the net misplays it. Howden from the near half wall picks it up for Vegas. He butter knifes it diagonally through center. Too far for Marner. Instead taken by Manson. And starting the pilgrimage back up ice is Colorado. Manson up the middle and over the line to Shushkin. Drop in the right circle. Kadri a shot. Knocked down by Hart. Rebound free. Left of the goal. It's loose, and Kadri was able to wedge it back to the slot. Manson, a wrister, stopped by Hart, who had it with his glove and snared it away. And after the whistle, some pushing and shoving between Hutton and Nishushkin. And now other bodies gravitate towards those two, grabbing at one another. And they'll have to be separated, and they are. Couple of good chances there for Colorado. Carter Hart left that rebound on the first save that he made, but he made a really good save on the second opportunity in the slot. Face-off will be to Hart's left. 27th career postseason start for Carter Hart tonight. From Sherwood Park, Alberta. Couple of Canadians starting in net tonight with Hart from Alberta and Wedgwood from Brampton, Ontario. Colorado wins an offensive zone draw. Burns a right point wrister through traffic. Hart had it go off of him, then he didn't know where it was. It scrambled away to the near half wall by Vegas. Now Dorofeev jams it out to center from the near red line. It's aerially flipped cross corner to the left of Wedgwood by Dowd. Colorado will attempt to get to it, and they will with Nick Waugh. Former Golden Knight gets it out to center. 2-on-2 the other direction. A chip and charge in for it by Sean out of the far corner to the right of Hart. Instead taken by Cole Smith. He'll golf it out to center. It bounces to the stick of Manson, who backpedals in to the Colorado zone to our left. Indirectly out to center for Parker Kelly, who wedged it in deep to the left of Hart out of the near corner. Vegas can't get it out. Manson into the slot, and a shot by Taves, fought off by Hart. Rebound out of the far corner. Kelly around the dasher to the right point. Manson wires a fastball through traffic, blocked, and it bounces back out to center. Taves will careen it up the near boards over the Vegas line. Kelly lost it, but Drury picked it up out of the near corner. He'll take it behind the net. Jack Drury hits the brakes. Bottom of the left circle. Low to high play. Malinsky at the point. Walks the line from left to right. Directed for Taves, who's wide of the dot on the right circle. The return from Malinsky at the line is fumbled, and that puck will tumble all the way down to Wedgwood. Shots on goal are 16-11 Colorado. Natchez up the middle over the line, drifts to his right, slows the pace, sends it down the wall. Malinsky's in low at the goal line and tried to stake one into the blue paint. That was reversed away by McNabb. Barbashev slid it out to center. Over the line, Theodore right wing, backhanded towards the net looking for Carlson, who was crashing down the slot. It went through his skates and in on Wedgwood, who covers up and gets a whistle, and we get a stoppage in play. 6 minutes and change gone here in period 2. No score. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Ready for play to restart. Face off in the Colorado zone to the left of Scott Wedgwood. Puck is dropped, controlled by Vegas. At the line, Theodore rattles it around the boards. It comes near corner. McNabb pinching in, gets to it from the left circle. He backhands it wide of the net to the stick side of Wedgwood. Comes back to him, left point. Sent straight away. Theodore winds up a one-timer that bullets into the glove of Wedgwood, who gets a whistle. Wedgwood is a former Stanley Cup champion, although he did not play very much in the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs, but he did pick up the cup and take a lap with it in an empty arena in Edmonton in 2020 when Tampa Bay won the cup against Dallas. Wedgwood was Andrei Vasilevsky's backup. First playoff action for Wedgwood this year, and he's 7-1. Face-off controlled by Vegas. Marner sent it across, and what a save by Wedgwood as he denies Brett Howden on a great feed from Marner across the crease. Colorado clears it all the way down for another icing whistle, but what a save Wedgwood just made there. Mitch Marner off the face-off win with a terrific pocket pass across. And Brett Howden on the receiving end was robbed by Wedgwood. Face off to Wedgwood's right. Kadri and Carlson on the face-off. Again, no Cale Makar for Colorado, no Mark Stone for Vegas, their captain. Face-off controlled by Carlson in the VGK. Back to the left point. Hannafin unloads a long wrister, and that's easily gloved down and held for a whistle by Wedgwood. Stone dealing with a lower body injury, missed games 4, 5, and 6 against Anaheim in the second round. And again, Makar dealt with an injury. A lot of people were looking at him against Minnesota and saying he's not 100%. And he misses game 1 of the Western Conference Final tonight. Face off again to the right of Wedgwood. Went off the sticks and Karam to the near corner. Manson picked it up this time for Colorado and guided it out to center, and over the line come the Avalanche, and a shot on the rush. His body down by Hart. It went off the stick of Kulak, came back to him left circle, and he tried a seam pass across for Nelson, but it never made it to him. It went off a couple of Vegas sticks, and Carlson picks it up and brings it back the other way. Feeds it over the line of the right wing Marner. Marner sends it in deep off the end wall. Kulak gets to it. Around the boards, Kadri to neutral territory for Waugh. Nelson went after it. He lost an edge. Puck is batted back into the Colorado zone, and it's icing against Vegas. We are not yet halfway through this game, and we have 32 combined shots on goal. 17 for Colorado and 15 for Vegas. Face off to the right of Hart. Landeskog and Carlson on the face-off. Puck dropped and Carlson was able to win it. Vegas able to clear. Not able to put anything together, however, as this puck just rolls back into the Colorado zone for Brent Burns, who stretches it out over the left wing. Landeskog lost the handle. Puck bounces out to neutral territory before it gets ping-ponged back into the Vegas zone. Pavel Dorofeyev gets to it, one of the top goal scorers in the playoffs. Feeds Eichel from the near red line. He'll hesitate. Now he'll work his way up the middle, but over the line he lost it to Landeskog. McKinnon feeds it over the Vegas line. Natchez backhands it from the far corner this way towards McKinnon. Ripped away from him, but it came to Landeskog, who tried to touch it back to the line. Burns couldn't seal the zone, so he just shoots in. Golden Knights are on it, indirectly out to center. Barbashev jackknifes it into the Colorado zone. Drury gets to it, plays it behind his own net, and leaves it there for Malinsky. Malinsky back in the lineup for Colorado, importantly so with Makar's absence. Filters it up the far wing for Parker Kelly to reach the red line and bounce in. Actually, he did not reach the red line, apparently, because icing is called. It's an upper body injury for Makar. It's a lower body injury for Stone, the Stanley Cup winning captain with Vegas a couple of seasons back. Face-off to the right of Wedgwood. Avalanche win the face-off. Pop flight out to center. Swatted at by Hutton. Picked up through neutral territory by Sissons. Colton Sissons winds his way out to center. Harpoons it into the Colorado zone. That was from outside the red line, but it's on goal, so Wedgwood had to play it. And with Golden Knights rushing after him, he had to cover it down and stop play. Just over 11 minutes left here in the second period, nearing the midway point of regulation time. No score in Game 1 of this Western Conference Final. Game 2 of this series here in Denver Friday night with an 8 p.m. puck drop. To the right of Wedgwood, this face-off between Carlson and Kelly. Carlson wins it clean to the line. Reaching for it was Hutton before it went over the line. He backhanded it into the far corner. Carlson got it behind the net, shovels it into the slot, and stepping into a shot, Coughlin missed the net wide stick side of Wedgwood. Puck is dribbled back out to center in the direction of Brett Kulak, who was able to one-hand it into the Vegas zone. Logan O'Connor did not get there before Ben Hutton, and Hutton was able to lift it out. Colorado in their own zone turns it over. Oh, Manson nearly with a terrible turnover, but instead Coughlin couldn't play it cleanly inside the line. It came out to center. He shoots it in. Manson from behind the Colorado net. Long stretch feed. Over the line of the left wing, Val Nishushkin applies the brakes on the far half wall. Hands it off. Wide of the dot of the left circle. A shot from the half wall went off a stick and over the top of Hart. Came towards the near wall, and the Golden Knights are on it. Through neutral territory, reaching the red line, Rasmus Anderson dumps it in. Wedgwood moves it along to the far corner, and Colorado will look to establish a breakout. Stretch through center, intercepted, taken back by Barbashev, who crashes it into the Colorado zone again. Sean gets to it. He'll rip it away up the far wall, and here he comes. He reaches the red line and bounces it into the Vegas zone. Stopped in the trapezoid by Hart, guided along to the near corner, McNabb. He got tied up, but he was able to slip it free for Dorofeev, who pushed it over the line and got it to McNabb, who lost the handle, and it rolled harmlessly in on Wedgwood, who puts his glove hand over it, traps it, and gets a whistle. Stoppage on the ice as we're just past the midway point of regulation time, still searching for the game's first goal. .37 to go, second period. No score here in Game 1, Western Conference Final. Best of 7 series, of course. Game 2 here in Denver Friday night. Eastern Conference Final starts tomorrow here on the channel. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Montreal and Carolina. Gabriel Landeskog and Jack Eichel on the face-off here as we get set to restart play. Puck in the Colorado zone to the left of Wedgwood. Now Landeskog kicked out. He'll be replaced on the face-off by McKinnon, who will go up against Eichel. Gold and silver medalist in Milan. Colorado wins the draw. Landeskog snaps it into the Vegas zone and ended up putting it on net. Hart has to put it away in his glove and get a quick whistle. 9:32 left. So from the right of Carter Hart now, this face-off in the offensive zone for the Avalanche. Both of these teams ranked top 10 in the regular season in face-off win percentage. Colorado was 8th, Vegas was 10th. Avalanche win the draw. Left point, a wrister through traffic. Pinballed around, and it's taken by Dorofeev, who out to center diagonals it over the line. Left wing Barbashev holds, shoots, and had it deflect towards Wedgwood. Instead it comes out to Natchez, and he'll bring it through center. A drop for McKinnon at the red line. He'll racket it in out of the far corner. Golden Knights are on it. And now we've got a whistle to stop play here. Not sure what this whistle is for either. Wedgwood having that one bounce all around off the shot by Barbashev. Didn't know where it was. Did Wedgwood after it went off his left pad. Offensive zone face-off here for Vegas. McKinnon and Carlson on the face-off to the right of Wedgwood. Puck dropped and controlled by Colorado, who looks to establish the breakout. Natchez twigs it rink wide through center. Landeskog has to reverse his path to get it. Drops it off in the defensive zone for Kulak. And now it's nearly taken away by Marner, who did get a stick to it and flexed it back in. Malinsky from behind the net. Marner activates on the forecheck. Malinsky whacks it this way into the corner. Kulak will 9-iron it out to center. It landed at Hannafin. Coming away with it is Carlson. Carlson left wing pushed it over the line for Marner. Kulak angles him off, and the puck comes back around to the far corner. Ben Hutton came charging in, but could not take the puck on his stick, and Nazem Kadri carries away. Over the line into the Vegas zone, he drifts wide to his right. At the goal line, a handoff in deep for Kulak. Kulak takes it back to the perimeter. Chip for Burns with a right point shot that bounced off a skate and then to Hart, who was able to see it away. Loose puck to Hannafin at the goal line, and he knifes it out to center. Taken over the line of the right wing in the Colorado zone by Howden. Pushed back out by Nishushkin. Bouncing puck picked up by Kulak. Up the middle over red over blue. Kulak feeds it to the right circle. Colton a drop. Nishushkin with a shot off the chest of Hart. It ricocheted to the far boards, and it comes out to center. Brent Burns for Colorado. Up the near wall and over the line, Colton. Pocket pass across to the left circle and a chance, and a shot by Brock Nelson. Seen away by Hart, perhaps off his shoulder. Here come the Golden Knights the other direction. Sissons left wing and over the line. Handled for Saad, into the slot, a shot, scores! Vegas has the opening goal. It's Dylan Coughlin crashing down the slot with a shot that beats Wedgwood, and a very unlikely goal scorer of the first goal of the Western Conference Final is Dylan Coughlin. He played just 3 games in the regular season, did Coughlin. This is the 4th game he's played in the postseason, and it's his first ever playoff goal. Not who you would think would get the first goal of this series, but it's Dylan Coughlin for Vegas, making it 1-0. Play restarts on a face-off where Colorado is able to get it in deep to the Vegas zone out of the near corner. Nick Waugh tried to twist the puck to the front. Instead, the Golden Knights are on it. Cole Smith has it bounce off the blade of his stick at center. He and Manson have a hard coming together at the near red line. Puck tumbles back into the Colorado zone behind the net, behind Wedgwood. Now out of the far corner to Wedgwood's left. Nick Dowd up the far wall, intercepted. Josh Manson out to center. Reaches the red line and winds it in. Taken behind the net by Hart, paddled along to his left. Shea Theodore golfs it out to center. This all the way down and just misses Wedgwood just wide of his right pad, and that makes it icing. Dylan Coughlin with the opening goal of this series as his shot from the slot beats Wedgwood under 5-hole. So 1-0 Vegas, who have only been beaten once in this postseason when they score the opening goal. They're 5-1 in the playoffs when scoring first in the regular season. They were 23, 4-7. Offensive zone face-off for Colorado. One back to Malinsky. High slot, his wrister goes wide of Hart. Stick side. Hannafin on the rebound, far corner, pressurized by Natchez. Send it back around this way. McNabb up the wall, not out. Deflects into the slot. Comes back to the line. McKinnon is on it. Jitterbugs his way to his left and shoots one wide. Stick side of Hart. Taves from the near corner, a handoff in deep. Centering feed by Landeskog never got to the front. McNabb was able to wrestle it up the far wall and out between the benches. Sam Malinsky gets to it. Just about 6 minutes to go in the second period, a 1-0 Vegas lead. Cruising over the line up the middle, Landeskog, a drop on the far half wall. McKinnon waits, hands it off. High slot, long wrister into the glove of Hart, who gets the whistle off the long-range attempt by Kulak. As I mentioned, Dylan Coughlin has played more games in the postseason than he did in the regular season. This is his 5th game of this postseason. He only played 3 in the regular year. From Duncan, British Columbia. Has the opening goal of the Western Conference Final. Bet no one had a bet on that one. As first goal scorer, Colorado wins the offensive zone draw. Burns with a heavy shot, missed the net wide, glove side of Hart. Puck free out of the near corner. Colorado continuing to hold the zone here. Burns from the left point. Another shot that bounces off Hart and ricochets this way. In the corner, Kadri. Low to high to Kulak, who tried to shovel it back in deep, but we've got a whistle, and I think a penalty's coming up here. Rasmus Anderson ended up on the deck, and he may have gotten hit up high. Oh, Anderson, yeah, he did. He got hit up high by Colorado's Ross Colton. So Vegas up a goal, and they'll be up a man on the other side of this break. But they're up a goal right now thanks to Dylan Coughlin's first ever Stanley Cup playoff goal, breaking the ice in the Western Conference Final. So Vegas to the power play for the second time, as going to the box is Ross Colton for Colorado. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play in the first period. Colton not pleased at all about the penalty for roughing against Rasmus Anderson. So a power play opportunity for Vegas. And an offensive zone face-off that will be Eichel going up against Brock Nelson. Vegas with the lead, now trying to add on to it. Colorado wins the face-off. Puck is sent around the near glass, and climbs up the glass and out, so quickly a whistle and another offensive zone face-off coming up for the Golden Knights. It'll be to the right of Wedgwood, this face-off. Nelson against Hurdle. Golden Knights scored a power play goal in each of the last 5 games against the Ducks in the second round. Colorado wins the draw again. Manson skates it forward and then drives it into the Vegas zone to kill some time early. Shea Theodore is the first to it behind the net. Now skates to his own blue line and drops it off for Jack Eichel. He'll gain steam through center, left wing over red over blue. Eichel squeezes down the near wall, and he got pulled back by Manson. Loose puck in the trapezoid, gathered and cleared by Taves. And here come the Golden Knights back into their own zone to collect again. Theodore with a long stretch feed up the left wing. Eichel picks it up. Drags back to the near red line, now over the line. Marner cuts to the slot. Out to his right, Marner, a drop. Dorofeyev, a shot, he scores! Pavel Dorofeyev, a goal-scoring machine in these playoffs. And on the power play, he's doubled the money for Vegas. 2-0 Golden Knights as Mitch Marner makes more magic. Dishes it perfectly off to Pavel Dorofeyev, who has his league-leading 10th goal of these Stanley Cup playoffs, and Vegas jumps out in front by a pair. Dorofeyev, who had 5 goals and 7 points in the second round against Anaheim, now has 10 for the postseason, and Vegas has silenced the rowdy, rocky crowd in Colorado. Face off to restart play controlled by the Avalanche. Natchez was able to guide it in all the way down to Hart, who will shut it down for a whistle. And here is some territory that Colorado is not often used to, whether it be regular season or post, as they trail by multiple goals, although they certainly did in the closeout game against Minnesota, where they roared back. They're never out of any game, Colorado. McKinnon and Dowd on a face-off here in the Vegas zone. Clean win for Dowd. Anderson from behind the net, who drew the penalty on Colton that led to the Dorofeyev goal, gets it out. Avalanche lift it right back out to center. Vegas trying to cleanly collect at center, but they never did. Taves played it ahead. Landeskog skate to stick. Feeds it over the line of the right wing. Natchez hits the brakes. Down the near half wall. Hannafin was able to bust it back out. Puck back over the line. Colorado can't touch it or it would be offside, so the Golden Knights come up with it, and it's guided in deep by Keegan Colasar, who heads to the bench for a change. Devon Taves gets to it, stretches it out. Over the left wing, Ross Colton touches it in. Far corner first to it for Vegas, Shea Theodore. Up the far wall, McNabb tried to jab it out to the line, held in by Kadri. Kadri skates out to his right, drops it off for a drive towards the net by Burns that never made it through. Back out to center where Kulak just took a big hit and he got spilled over into his own bench by the looks of it. Golden Knights are through center. Carlson left wing over red over blue. Burns gives him a hefty hit from the side. Puck is in deep behind the net. Kulak plays it this way. Near corner Burns. Scaled out to center Colton. Over the right wing line Nishushkin. Flexes it in. Theodore first to it in the trapezoid. Flipped up the near wall and Mitch Marner's out the other way. Up the middle over red over blue. It's 2-on-2. Marner drifts right of the circle. A shot straight into the glove of Wedgwood, who gets a whistle with 3:23 to go here in the second. Colorado out shooting Vegas 23-19, but where it counts, Vegas has scored the first 2 of the game here in the second period. First from an unlikely goal scorer in Dylan Coghlan, followed by a very likely goal scorer in Pavel Dorofeyev. To the left of Wedgwood, this face-off. Nelson on the draw here with Sissons, but now Sissons kicked out to be replaced by Hurdle. And a clean win for Nelson, but then it went off skates and ricocheted back to the stick of Sissons, who wound it in deep, and then hurdle side of the goal, a wheel-around shot. Blocked by Brock Nelson, never got to Wedgwood. Puck bounces behind the net. Here's a Sean in the trapezoid taking a hit. Got it up the wall for Waugh. Waugh out to center, a feed for Lehkonen over the line, right wing. Shovel to the slot, back to Lehkonen, and a second crease feed was deflected off a Vegas skate. Ricochets to the right circle. Waugh to the front looking for a tip, not available. Deflects back to him. Then he tried to guide it to the line, and it was off the stick of Sissons and out. Colorado in their defensive zone will reset behind the net. Jake Ashawn scales it out to center. Carried over the line on the left wing by Parker Kelly. Smushed to the boards by Noah Hannafin. Played out of a pile of players far side. It comes to the near corner now. Malinsky twisting and turning with it at the goal line. Low to high Taves. Across to the left circle. Holding and shooting one. Drury, and it deflected. Perhaps off the shoulder of Hart. Wobbles along towards the near boards. Barbashev could not clear. Colorado holding the zone here. Drury out of the far corner to the left circle. Kelly. Now to the right circle. Malinsky winds up, and a shot blocked by Hannafin. Couldn't get it out. Held in Malinsky. Slipped to the right circle. O'Connor, a shot and a snapping glove save by Carter Hart, who denies Logan O'Connor and gets a whistle. As Hart slaps the glove over that one. Plenty of ozone time there for the Avalanche, but nothing to show for it as Coughlin was the one that got in the way of that pocket pass across on that pretty passing play that started it all. Coughlin, who was called up from the minors 7 times this season. Talk about a breakout game here. Just about 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Face off to the left of Hart. Vegas controls. Lugged out to center Marner. He's outmanned 1-on-3. He'll chip it in, try to charge after it. Did he get there first before Taves out of the far corner? He did. Scaled it around the near dasher. Malinsky got to it, took a hit for his efforts, but got it out to center, and the Avalanche will take it over the line, but offside with Taves. Jared Bednar's team, after having not played for a long time since their closeout win over Minnesota in the second round, certainly didn't look like they came out flat. They controlled the first half of the first period, and they were buzzing early. But 2 past Wedgwood here in the second, and Vegas up by a pair. Face off in front of the Colorado bench, neutral zone, far dot. Carlson on the draw here against Kadri. Clean win for Carlson. McNabb back in the Vegas zone. Golden Knights start out to center. Howden had it bounce off his stick. McKinnon nearly stole it. McNabb gained it back. And now over the line on the right wing, Carlson with a step, right circle, a shot kicked out with a purpose by the right pad of Wedgwood. Now McKinnon, all kinds of space over the line, right wing to the circle. His shot goes over the glove of Hart. Karams along to the far half wall where it's sent back to the corner by Kulak for McKinnon. Back for Kulak up top, and a straightaway wrister hit a body and wobbled free to the near corner. Carlson helped it up the near wall. Marner pop-flied it out to center. Back to the Colorado zone. It rolls with just about a minute to go in the period. Sent ahead by Burns, right wing, Kadri at the red line. Laterally for Kulak, dragged over the line, Natchez. Natchez left circle, pocket pass across, and a shot by Nelson missed the net as Hart came flying from his right to his left, trying to stab it with his glove, and it went over the top of him. Vegas clears back in, goes off on a change. Manson behind the Avalanche net. Indirectly up the near wall, Val Nichushkin through center. Through traffic over the line, he goes down. Puck rolls towards Hart, and a Golden Knight stick gets to it. And that'll stop play as we've got a penalty coming up to Hutton, who was the one that took Nichushkin down.
17 Vegas minor trip.
And
for the second time in this game, Colorado will have a power play late in a period as Nichushkin was tripped by Hutton, and the Avalanche, who got 3 shots on goal on their first power play but nothing to show for it, will go to the man advantage again here. 35 seconds left, second period. 2-0 lead Vegas. And ever since falling behind by 2, Colorado has really amped up the pressure. And perhaps on the power play they can get one back. It will be McKinnon and Eichel on the face-off. And McKinnon was able to win the draw from the near circle. Pinballs around. Kadri swept it to the line. Taves feeds the left circle. Natchez a drive, and he missed the net high. And that puck will go off the corner boards and all the way out to Wedgwood. And that is a fortunate bounce for Vegas. Taves through center, snapped it over the line, right wing Kadri. A drop for Natchez, clears the line and comes back out to center with a dozen to go in the period. Kadri from outside the line of the right wing shoves it around. Landeskog waiting for it far corner. Try to drop it, came to Natchez. Natchez tried to thread one to the front. It bounced around in the blue paint. Hart keeps it in front of him the whole time. And that will bring it into the first period. Second period, rather, with Vegas up 2-0. And the Golden Knights have not lost in this postseason. When leading at the end of the second period, they are 6-0. Surprising goal scorer and in no way a stunning goal scorer, the two that put it in the back of the net for Vegas in the second period. First, it was the surpriser from Dylan Coghlan. Then on the power play, 2 big guns connecting, Marner setting up Dorofeev. Colorado will have carryover time of about 1:25 on the power play to start the second frame. To start the third frame. 2 periods in the books and a 2-goal lead for Vegas on the road in Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. For the third period to get underway in Denver, game one of the Western Conference Final, and a 2-goal lead for the visiting Vegas Golden Knights heading to the money period. Matthew Owens back here with you, and glad to have you with us as conference final season underway in both the NBA and the NHL. And what a start to the NBA's conference finals over the last couple of nights. Now the NHL's conference finals getting started, with the Western Conference Final leading it all off tonight, and the Golden Knights scoring 2 goals in the second period. Dylan Coghlan and Pavel Dorofeyev making it 2-0 Vegas, and now looking to protect that lead as we go to the third. Colorado starts the period with power play time, and they win the face-off to get the money period underway. Nathan MacKinnon in his defensive zone forwards the puck for Gabriel Landeskog. Over the line, tried to dart one to Natchez, crashing the slot. He couldn't control it cleanly. Puck comes out to the left point, Taves. Rink wide, MacKinnon creeps towards the dot on the right circle. Nathan MacKinnon zigging and zagging and dancing his way towards the circle before feeding the goal line for Natchez. Back up top for Taves. Back to Natchez, off the right circle to the slot, looking for a shot from Landeskog. It went off his stick and carried him to the far wall. Landeskog holds the zone. Rink wide, Natchez to the right circle. Into the slot. Taves a shot, and he missed the net wide. On the glove side of Hart, Landeskog holds the zone. Kadri at the far half wall to the goal line. Skipped over the stick of Landeskog. Bounces to the near corner. Natchez had it knocked away by Theodore. Carlson gets to the puck and slaps it out. A minute gone in the third, and 25 seconds remaining on the Colorado power play as they try to get back into this game. Down a deuce. Here's Malinsky diagonal through center. Taken over the line of the left wing by Nelson. Turns and he's got 2 Golden Knights around him. Puck comes to the near corner. It's a board battle to the right of Carter Hart. Squirts out to the left point. Malinsky walks the line. Feeds the top of the left circle. Marty Natchez slithering. Feeds it to Malinsky as penalty time runs out, and Malinsky shot blocked and out of the box. Here comes Hutton. He's got space right circle. His shot stopped to the rebound side of the goal. They score! Howden makes it 3-0 Vegas! Brett Howden at the side of the goal, finding the rebound, bouncing around off the shot by Hutton, and Vegas leads by 3. Malinsky's shot was blocked by Howden. That ricocheted the puck out. Hutton out of the box, able to start an odd man rush, and his shot stopped by Wedgwood, and that rebound tumbling end over end through the blue paint, and the first one to locate the puck was Brett Howden, and he sticks it in behind Wedgwood, and it is 3-0 Vegas, as Howden has his 9th goal of this postseason. He had 8 goals, make that 4 goals against Anaheim in the second round, 4 against Utah in the first round as well, and now he's got a goal to start the Western Conference Final, and it is 3-0 Golden Knights. And the Avalanche crowd is silenced here at the start of the third period. Off the faceoff, Brett Kulak flares the puck in cross corner, far corner to the left of Carter Hart. It's a board battle out of that left pie slice. Comes out up the far boards. Cole Smith got to it for Vegas. He'll skate it out to center. From the far red line, he'll flip one in. And now the Golden Knights against a Colorado team that we know is never out of anything. Just ask Minnesota that. Golden Knights now trying to overcome, or the Avalanche rather, trying to overcome a 3-goal deficit in the last 18 minutes. Puck sent into the Vegas zone. Dylan Coghlan is the first one to it. He'll take it behind the net and skate it out to center. Pushed over the line of the right wing, Tomas Hertl. He's able to turn it in deep in back of the goal. Puck is free below the goal line. Comes out to the far circle. Logan O'Connor looks to swing it out. He does. Reset at center by Colton Sissons from the near red line. He'll flex it in. Wedgwood behind the net. Stops it there, and it's Sean who picks it up, and here comes Colorado again, facing a 3-goal margin. Puck is twisted in on Hart, who moves it easily aside to his right. Rasmus Anderson establishes a breakout ahead. Barbashev feeds Dorofeyev, who gains the near red line. Slowly rolls it into the Colorado zone to our right. Brent Burns breaks it out to center. Intercepted by Dorofeyev, who pins it right back in deep. Goes after it along with Taves. First to it is Burns. Wrapped around the near wall and Kadri. Rink wide through center over the Vegas line. Landeskog right wing. Tried to turn it back to a trailer at the line, but the point was vacated by Burns. He has to backpedal to gain it out to center. Pushed over the line Landeskog, and he turned it in deep. Behind the net, Vegas is back on the puck. Dorofeyev is able to deposit the puck back into the Colorado zone. First to it is Carlson out of the far corner. He got there before McKinnon, who then punched it away. Outside the left circle, Brett Howden tried to cycle it along the boards. It climbed up the glass and went out of play, and we get a whistle with just north of 16 minutes to go. So Hutton, out of the box, springs a break. Takes the shot himself. That Wedgwood stopped, but the rebound at the side of the goal found and stashed in by Brett Howden. And Vegas with a 3-goal lead on the road here. Colorado looks to break out after winning a defensive zone draw. They get it out to center, but Carlson's right back on it. He swoops into the left circle, takes it in back of the goal as he gets run into by Manson. Puck given up far corner, Marner, low to high play. Puck could not be sealed in at the zone by McNabb, who tracks it back down at center and then has it pickpocketed by Landeskog. But at the end of a change, he has to just roll it in on his backhand. Both teams can change as Vegas possesses in their defensive zone. Theodore's outlet hit a skate, comes back out to Lehkonen, who's over the Vegas line of the left wing. Threaded one to the front, and a shot in tight by Nelson is gloved and held by Carter Hart. Nelson with a really good redirect there. And a good stop by Hart. Face off in the Vegas zone to the left of Carter Hart. Waugh on the draw with Dowd. Dowd won it to the wall, comes back to the far corner. Hannafin is able to lift it out, but this will go all the way down, and icing is called. So an offensive zone draw again here for Colorado. They trail by 3. With just over 4.5 minutes gone here in the third period. Shots on goal are 26-22 Colorado. McKinnon on the face-off along with Dowd. Clean win for Dowd. Hannafin scoops up the puck out of the far corner, lifts it out to center. Comes back to Rasmus Anderson, who guided it on for Colton Sissons. He's able to dribble it into the Colorado zone. Sam Malinsky to it, turns it to the near corner. Devon Taves got hit off the puck, but it's McKinnon who takes it out. And through center, he feeds Malinsky over the line of the right wing. Takes a hit on the half wall from Hannafin, who gets to a loose puck out of the far corner and lobs it out. Might make it down for icing. No, it's quickly waved off as it hits something on the way through. So the Avalanche start again. Devon Taves behind his net. Skates forward and looks for an outlet. Now has to backpedal as he's pressured there. Now he finally feeds it up the near wing. That pass gets intercepted by Shea Theodore. Golden Knights thread it forward, and this will be icing as that had not yet reached the red line and goes wide of Wedgwood to his right. 5.5 gone here in the third. Vegas with a 3-0 lead as they try to steal Game 1 of this series on the road. And what a huge win that would be for them. Face off to the right of Carter Hart, Kadri and Eichel on the face off here. Puck is dropped and it was caught amidst the skates. Comes back below the goal line. McNabb tried to chip it off the near glass and out. It's not out yet. Now it is. Dorofeyev ahead for Eichel. Golden Knights spread 3 wide. Is over the line of the left wing. A shot by Barbashev never made it to the goal. He follows the rebound in the near corner. Tried to stash one in front. Intercepted by Nishushkin. Here comes Colorado. The Avs spread 3 wide. Over the line, Nishushkin feeds the right circle back to him. They score! Foul! Nishushkin gets Colorado on the board! And perhaps back into the game. On the return from Ross Colton, it's Val Nichushkin with Colorado's first goal of the Western Conference Final. Finally something going the way of Colorado. They really needed it. And it's Val Nichushkin who started the rush, tossed it to Ross Colton, who then gave it right back to Nichushkin on a return, and he swats it in. Colorado on the board and within 2. Face-off to restart play controlled by Vegas. And the Golden Knights try to get it back into the Colorado zone, but it's brought instead up by Manson, who had his pocket picked from behind by Sissons. Tomas Hertl gains the red line and backhands it into the Colorado zone. Kulak the first to it, swirled it around. Far wall McKinnon punched out to center, rolling puck. Rasmus Andersson gets to it for Vegas. Here come the Golden Knights now. Diagonal through center where Hertl was able to chop it in. Manson the first to it for Colorado. 13.5 to go here in regulation time for Colorado to make up a 2-goal deficit now as Marty Necas speeds through center, left wing over red over blue. Took it over the Vegas line and had it knocked off his stick. Carlson tried to backhand it back along, and the puck gets thrown back into the Vegas zone again. Theodore winds it up the far boards. Braden McNabb tossed it up the barrier. William Karlsson knifed it into the Colorado end. Might make it for icing, and it does, with 13 minutes left here in regulation time. So Vegas now ahead 3-1. Karlsson and Landeskog to take this face-off from the right of Hart. Colorado wins the draw. McKinnon circles around with it on the near half wall. No, crashes in deep. Fumbled it in the trapezoid. Was able to regain it. Around the forechecking Theodore. McKinnon tried to toss one to the front. Bouncing puck at the top of the crease. Was found by Karlsson, who swept it out to center for Howden, who lunged at the puck and was able to dig it into the Colorado zone. And here come the Avalanche back with it. Taves forwards for Burns, far red line. Over the Vegas line for Landeskog, but that play is offside with 12.5 left. Stoppage in the action. Colorado on the board, but they still trail by a pair. Can they erase another multi-goal deficit? They did it all kinds of times in the second round against Minnesota. 12.5 to go in regulation time. Vegas scored the first 3 goals of this game 1. Colorado just got one back. Play restarts with a neutral zone face-off won by Colorado and banked back into the Vegas zone. Puck is whacked to the near wall And up at the high slot, Manson lost it, and rushing back the other way is Cole Smith with a shot on the rush that he missed the net wide with, and here come the Avalanche the other way. Nelson over the line of the left wing, turns it back for Natchez, skating into the slot with a shot off the blocker of Carter Hart. Golden Knights collect, and Cole Smith skates it out to center, up the middle over red over blue. He's outman 1-on-3, so he'll safely just roll it into the far corner and around the boards and go off on a change. Brett Kulak skates it forward. A drop for Manson. Forwarded up the middle, Landeskog. Landeskog tried to hand it off on the far wall for Lehkonen. That was broken up. And the other way comes Vegas Dorofeev over the line on the left circle with a shot that goes high of Wedgwood. Now out of the far corner, Dorofeev again to the left circle, backhanded across the crease, and it goes wide, comes to the near corner. Board battle here with two Avs and two Knights. Colorado fans thought there was a penalty that should have been called. There was not one, as Lehkonen skates out to center from the red line. He'll rifle it in deep. Landeskog from below the goal line drifts to the near corner, centering feed, and a spin around shot by Lehkonen missed the net wide. Taves at the right point held the zone. Down the far wall, Landeskog backhands it in. McNabb to the near corner, Theodore up the wall. Puck gets rubbed out to the line, and Eichel takes it out to center for Vegas. And the Golden Knights are three wide over the line, but a feed for Eichel from Theodore did not connect, and that allows Malinsky to carry through center with a lot of speed. Shoots it in to the right of Hart. He'll chase it down in the near corner along with Kadri and Marner, all fishing for the puck. Marner knocked it away from Kadri, and Hanifin took it behind the net and knocked it out to center. Avalanche back on the puck with Kadri, who gains the red line. Floats it up the left wing side for Ross Colton, who shoved it in deep. Hanifin trying to get there first, and he does. Around the far wall, not out. Colorado forecheck holds it in. Nick Waugh sends one to the left point. Kulak long wrister deflected wildly into the slot. It comes back to the stick of Waugh, who button hooks off the bottom of the left circle. Low to high play. Kulak a drive through traffic right on Hart, who tries to sit down on it. And it's underneath Hart, who gets a whistle. A lot of traffic in front of Carter Hart there, as Kulak just sent one to the net with great ferocity. The first deflection through the traffic came from Colton. Colorado down 2, just about 10 minutes left. Outshooting Vegas 29-23 now. Face-off coming to the right of Hart. Vegas controls the face-off. It was won by Dowd away from Nelson. Flipped out to center, Devon Taves turns it over right to Keegan Colasar, who has it on the left circle but lost the handle to it. He did cycle it back up the far barrier. Cole Smith was there trying to hold the zone, and he does. And from the half wall, a shot goes off a stick, and that goes fluttering out of play. It'll be an offensive zone draw for Vegas. Again, no Cale Makar for Colorado tonight. No Mark Stone for Vegas. Stone dealing with a lower body injury that he suffered in Game 3 of the second-round series against Anaheim. It's an upper body injury for Makar. Face-off to the right of Wedgwood. Colorado wins that and gets it out to center. Quickly it's regained at the near red line by McNabb, who pitchforks it in, and that is on goal, and it forces Wedgwood to collapse on it and get a whistle with 9:35 left. Vegas, again, trying to steal a road win to start this series, in a series where the Avalanche are the heavy favorites. Again, the Eastern Conference Finals starts tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have it for you on the channel from Raleigh, Montreal, and Carolina. Face off to the right of Wedgwood, controlled by Vegas. From the far circle, a puck sent around the near boards. Anderson pinching in, tried to reverse it along the dasher. That was denied by Parker Kelly. Colorado unable to clear. Tomas Hertl takes the puck into the near corner to the left of Wedgwood. Now he'll take it to the perimeter on the far side. He's hounded, backhanded from a sharp angle towards the net by Sissons, punched away by the right pad of Wedgwood. Golden Knights still able to hold the zone here. Now it's finally taken away by Parker Kelly, and he'll motor through center on the left wing. On his off wing, he'll send it into the near corner. Puck ricochets off a stick to Kulak at the left point. Send it D-to-D. From the right point, a long wrister taken well wide. Held in by Kulak at the left point. His rink-wide feed. Missed his target, Kelly. Cleared away by Barbashev. Brought back over the line by O'Connor, who skips into the slot. Gets denied by the stick of Sissons, who could not clear the puck. Instead, it's he, O'Connor, and Hertl on the near half wall battling for the puck. Squirts free to the near corner. Hannafin up the wall. Taves holds the zone from the left point. Sends a shot through all the traffic. It pinballs to the far wall and taken out to center again by Vegas' Ivan Barbashev. Shoots it in. Taves is first to it behind the net. He'll outlet for Landeskog. Diagonal through center Malinsky. Gains the red line and winds it in again. Arturi Lehkonen couldn't stop it behind the net. Instead, it wanders to the far wall. Eichel tried to chip it out. Intercepted by Landeskog, whose pass to Malinsky hit the far glass and ricocheted out to center. Avalanche to reset. Burns guns it up the far wing for Lehkonen. Knocked away by McNabb. Dorofeyev picks it up in front of the Vegas zone and wedges it into the Colorado end. Burns quickly turns it back around. McKinnon shovels it cross corner to the left of Carter Hart, and Vegas again quickly gets rid of it. They're more than happy to play keep away for the next 7 minutes and change. Now McKinnon on the left wing brings it across the line, offside. 7:38 left. Shots on goal are 30-25. Colorado. But where it counts, they trail the Golden Knights 3-1. Neutral zone face-off here after McKinnon came across offside. Carlson and Nelson to take this face-off. Carlson wins it, and Vegas is able to chip the puck in straight away. Howden into the near corner to the left of Wedgwood. Kulak gets to it quickly, and he'll scale it out to center as here comes Colorado again. Over the line, Natchez twisting through traffic to the right circle. Guns into the corner, low to high. Malinsky, a shot guided away by the blocker of Hart. Kulak out of the near corner, below the goal line, a handoff in deep. Natchez back to the point, long shot, ricocheted off Kadri and right on Hart, who kicked it away, and here come the Golden Knights ahead, surviving that Colorado attack. Carlson puts it in deep, rattles it around to the far corner where Kolasar is pinching in. He'll whisk it back this way. Marty Natchez first to it, forechecked by Cole Smith. Below the goal line, here comes Brock Nelson for Colorado. He's able to lug it out to center, and then Smith took it away. Punched it back into the Colorado zone where Malinsky tried to hand it off to Kulak, and it's turned over. Here comes Vegas off a poor giveaway by Colorado. Weaving his way into the near corner is Brandon Saad. Saad plays it low to high. Now D-to-D this way. Theodore long wrister stopped and covered for a whistle by Scott Wedgwood. 6.5 left in regulation time. 3-1 lead for Vegas. They scored the first 2 goals of this game in the second period. Then went up 3-0 here early in the third. Colorado got one back through Val Nichushkin, but it is still a 2-goal lead for Vegas. Offensive zone draw controlled by the Golden Knights. Saad sends a shot that he didn't get Goodwood to, wide of the net to Wedgwood's right. Cycled back in along the dasher to the near circle. Colorado anxiously trying to escape the zone. Colton around the far boards. Nichushkin below the goal line. Manson. The forechecker is Sissons. Manson stumbles to the ice. It's picked up behind the net by an Avalanche player, and it'll be skated out to center by Jack Drury, who from the red line pop flies it into the Vegas zone where it's snagged out of the air by the glove hand of Hart, and he'll put it in his pocket for a whistle as we are inside the final 6 minutes of regulation time. Colorado has pulled off some big comebacks already in this postseason. They're down 2 with 6 to go here in Game 1 of the West Final. Winding down Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Vegas leads Colorado 3-1, under 6 to go. Offensive zone face-off for the Avalanche. Golden Knights controlling their own zone. McNabb behind the net, up the far wall. Landeskog cuts off Barbashev to the puck. Puck is free, bottom of the far circle. It was in front of Hart. Golden Knights unable to clear. From the left point, Taves, low to high. Sharp-angled shots into the net by McKinnon, and that's smothered and held by Hart, who had to be alert to that as McKinnon directed it goalward from a very sharp angle. And it may have even clipped the stick of Theodore. That's what made it bounce so awkwardly to Carter Hart, who has stopped 32 of 33 shots tonight. Face-off to his right. And Vegas again controls the face-off in their defensive zone. Lobbed out to center. Chased back down by Taves. Indirectly up the near boards. It goes through a couple of Vegas sticks and finally comes to Rasmus Andersson. Elevated back into the Colorado zone. Mishandled by Malinsky with Barbashev pressuring, and Barbashev punched it on goal. Kicked out by the right pad of Wedgwood. Here come the Avalanche forward with McKinnon. All of that speed. He'll circle the track in back of the goal. From the near circle to the front. Lekkinen, and a shot right on. Stopped by Hart. Rebound below the goal line. Natchez low to high. And his feed to the point could not be handled at the line cleanly by Kulak. It's out to center. McKinnon a re-entry left wing to the front, and Natchez a backhander that he sent across the face of goal and wide. Puck bouncing around on the far wall, and Vegas is able to clear. Will not make it for icing. Under 5 to go. Intensity starting to pick up for Colorado. Anxiousness starting to pick up for Colorado fans. They turn it over in neutral territory. Marner sends it softly in on goal from the right line. It was kicked away by Wedgwood. Golden Knights can't hold the zone to kill more time. Kadri through center ahead for Kulak. Over the line. Hands it off on the right circle. Natchez dancing with it. Sends one to the front again through a deflection. Caromed along near corner. Kadri. Low to high Manson. D to D. It's Natchez at the line taking a shot. That again went off of a stick and no one knew where it was for a moment before it was tracked down by Theodore near wall. Shoveled to the line. Not out. Kadri toils in towards the near corner. Nazem Kadri all the way back out to the perimeter. Hands it off of the line. Natchez with a one-timer. His stick exploded when he contacted the puck. It's stolen by Marner. Out to center. He gains the Colorado line and then just cross corners it into the right of Wedgwood. Vegas happy to play keep away for the next 3 minutes and change. Trying to gain entry left wing O'Connor. Squeezed into the boards, however, by Vegas's Noah Hannafin. Looped right back out to center again. Golden Knights possess over the line left wing. Nick Dowd gets angled off, but he's able to shove the puck in deep. Malinsky is to it. His outlet is for Kelly. Kelly's lead feed through center was knocked down by Cole Smith, who creates a board battle near side boards right on the Colorado line. Finally squirts out to Malinsky, who diagonals through center. We'll keep an eye on Scott Wedgwood to see when Jared Bednar wants to bring him out, but the Avalanche are into the offensive zone, and a penalty is upcoming as crashing towards the net was Kelly. He got run into, and a linesman arm went up immediately, and Colorado down 2 is going to go to the power play.
Cut. It's a 2-minute high sticking penalty, and it's to Shea Theodore, who has been
Vegas,
a beast
number
tonight.
27, minor penalty for high sticking.
High sticking call on Theodore. Just when we were, he was trying to golf the puck out, and he got Logan O'Connor in the face with the stick. Right as we were talking about watching to see when Jared Bednar wanted to pull Wedgwood, Colorado gets a lifeline. They'll go to the power play, and if they wanted to pull Wedgwood, they could have a 6-on-4 advantage. But, of course, Vegas does have a free clear of the puck now that they're shorthanded and could shoot at the empty net. But it does look like that Jared Bednar is pulling Wedgwood. He is. So Colorado will have 6 skaters out. 6 skaters on 4 for Colorado, down 2 with 3:08 left. Face off to the left of Carter Hart. The Avalanche have had plenty of zone time and plenty of shots and plenty of chances tonight. All of that is about to really pick up, but Vegas wins the draw. Rasmus Andersson sends it down towards the empty net. It's wide. Again, no icing as the Golden Knights are now shorthanded. so they can take as many attempts as they want on that yawning cage. Colorado through center. McKinnon over the line. Feeds right wing Natchez. To the circle, a drop for Kadri. On the half wall, trying to spin around Eichel. Kadri goes down. Landeskog feeds the line. Now Taves. Kadri into the slot. Landeskog loses it. Anderson does not look towards the empty net. Just looks to clear, which he does. All the way down to the goal line, Taves scoops up the puck. 2.5 to go in regulation time. McKinnon motors through center, down the slot. A shot blocked by Braden McNabb. Right back to McKinnon, far corner. A power move to the front. They score! Colorado is not done yet! They get the power play goal to get within one! 2:20 left! Nathan McKinnon cutting from the side of the goal, feeding the front. Gabriel Landeskog is there. He stashes it in behind Hart. This is a one-goal game. Can Colorado scale another long mountain to climb on a comeback trail? They trailed 3-0. It's now 3-2. Wedgwood is back in for now. As off the face-off, here they come over the line. Left wing Lehkonen shoots a headhunter high. Karams off the corner wall back to the right point. Burns along wrister through traffic, deflects. Vegas will clear. All the way down, it will go for icing. 2:02 to go. Colorado came from 3 goals down in Game 5 against Minnesota to seal up that series. 3 goals down tonight. They're back within 1. They've got 2 minutes to get another. And now Wedgwood is out again. They've got an offensive zone face-off, so Jared Bednar brings Wedgwood out. Extra attacker on for Colorado. Nelson and Carlson on the face-off. Puck down to the right of Hart. Vegas wins the zone, the defensive zone draw. Flipped out to center by McNabb. And now it's loose at center. Carlson up the near wall, could not get it past Landeskog. Taves takes it behind the empty net. Inside the final 2 minutes here. Colorado through center with an extra attacker out. Natchez from the near red line. Winds it in deep. Shoveled back over the line and out by Shea Theodore. 1.5 to go. Natchez from dead center. Rifles it in. Along the boards, Theodore out of the near corner. Put it behind the net. McNabb rifles it up the far wall, not out. Landeskog from the corner. Up to Kadri. Then from the right point, Taves. Return for Kadri. Taves straight away. Directed to the left circle, McKinnon. Back for Taves again with all kinds of space on the perimeter. Feeds the left circle, McKinnon into the slot. Landeskog, a shot blocked. Cleared to the line, not out. Taves holds it in. McKinnon again. Shoots one off. Hart rebound free in the blue paint. Hart goes down and stops it and gets a whistle with 59 to go. This has to be one of the most daunting tasks that you can imagine when you got this high-powered, free-flowing, high-flying Colorado team throwing everything to get a goal. Carter Hart, his mind and his eyes have to be going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Jared Bednar has used his time out here with 59 seconds left. So they scored a power play goal where they had the goalie out, so a 6-on-4 power play goal. McKinnon dishing across the crease to Landeskog to get the goal. And now with 59 seconds left, Colorado is 1 goal away from once again coming 3 goals down in a playoff game. And no team ever in Stanley Cup playoff history has ever overcome back-to-back 3-goal deficits to win both games. Offensive zone draw again for Colorado, so still Wedgwood is out and 6 skaters on the ice for the Avalanche, and it's all their big guns: Landeskog, McKinnon, Natchez, Kadri, Nelson, and Taves. Nelson and Dowd on the face-off to the right of Hart. Puck is down. Vegas won it below the goal line. McNabb tried to slip it up the wall. It's not out. McKinnon holds it into the slot. Taves a drive through traffic stop. Eichel on the loose puck. Shoots it down towards the empty net. It goes wide. It's off the end wall, but Vegas might get to it. They do. And getting to the puck and scoring is Nick Dowd. Dowd gets to the puck off the end wall and slaps it into the yawning cage. Vegas goes up by 2. 44 seconds left. The Golden Knights on the doorstep of a road win to start the Western Conference Final. Well, Eichel shot it all the way down, missed the empty net well wide, but Nick Dowd got on his horse and raced to the puck before anybody else in maroon and blue could get to it. And he knifes it in to make it 4-2. 44 seconds left. Colorado wins the draw to restart play. Could still get one quick and apply more pressure. They get it in deep to the Vegas zone. Near corner to the right of Carter Hart. Outside the left circle, Lehkonen in deep. Nishushkin, a goal scorer tonight, goes low to high with it. Here's Malinsky with a one-time blast, blocked it, ricochets back to him. Wedgwood is once again at the bench, sent to the front, and covered by Hart with 20 seconds left. How about this performance from the Vegas Golden Knights? Did not have a single regulation win over Colorado this season. Their only win over the Avalanche was in overtime in this building late in the regular season when they were on that huge run at the end of the year to just make the playoffs. About to get a regulation win here in Denver. Face off to the right of Hart. Golden Knights control. McNabb behind the net. Spoon feeds the far wall for Mitch Marner. He gets tied up, and Vegas is more than happy to keep it on the wall. McNabb shoots it on ahead. Up with the puck is Dowd. He won't even look towards the empty net. He'll softly feather it into the Colorado zone, and the final seconds will wind down on a road victory in Game 1 of the Western Conference Final for the Vegas Golden Knights. Carter Hart with a terrific performance in net. And Vegas draws first blood in the West Final, winning on the road in Denver as the decided underdogs in this series. The Golden Knights have stolen home ice away from the odds-on favorites to win the Stanley Cup, the Colorado Avalanche. Dylan Coghlan, of all people, started the scoring. Pavel Dorofeyev in the second period made it 2-0. Then they made it 3-0 earlier in the third, then held on for dear life against a Colorado team that was locked and loaded and ready for another huge comeback. They made it 3-2, but an empty net goal in the final minute from Nick Dowd gets Vegas to the finish line, and the Golden Knights take Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Game 2 will come your way Friday night here in Denver. You never underestimate the Vegas Golden Knights. Can never seem to get them in the rearview mirror. And this team that needed a huge late surge at the end of the regular season just to make the playoffs, now they're into another conference final, and as the underdogs, they win Game 1 of the conference final. Glad you were with us tonight. We will continue our coverage tomorrow night. We've got a double stream tomorrow night. We'll have Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final between Montreal and Carolina. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night with Jarek Rubel. We'll also have Game 2 of the NBA's Eastern Conference Final between the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both of those games coming up for you on the channel tomorrow. We'll hope to see you then. Glad to see you tonight. What a start to what should be a heck of a series. Vegas over Colorado in Game 1, 4-2.